Reed Lawson peered through the blinds of his home office for the 10th time in less than 2 minutes. He was growing anxious. The bus should have arrived by then. His office was on the 2nd floor, the smallest of the 3 bedrooms of their new home on Spruce Street in Alexandria, Virginia. It was a welcome contrast to the cramped, boxy closet of a study he had in the Bronx. Half of his things were unpacked. The rest were still in boxes that lay scattered across the room. His bookshelves were constructed, but his books lay stacked in alphabetical order on the floor. The only thing he had taken the time to completely build and organize was his desk and computer. Reed had told himself that today was going to be the day that he finally got it together, nearly a full month after moving in and finished unpacking the office. He had gotten as far as opening a box. It was a start. The bus is never late, he thought. It's always here between 3:23 and 3:25. It's 3:31. I'm calling them. He snatched his cell phone from the desk and dialed Maya's number. He paced as it rang, trying not to think of all the awful things that could have happened to his girls between the school and home. The call went to voicemail. Reed hurried down the stairs to the foyer and pulled on a light jacket. March in Virginia was considerably more favorable than New York, but still a bit chilly. Car keys in hand, he punched in the 4-digit security code on the wall panel to arm the alarm system to away mode. He knew the precise route the bus took. He could backtrack it all the way to the high school if he needed to, and as soon as he pulled the front door open, the bright yellow bus hissed to a stop at the end of his driveway. Busted, Reed murmured. He couldn't very well duck back into the house. He had undoubtedly been spotted. His 2 teenage girls stepped off the bus and down the walkway, pausing just shy of the door that he now blocked as the bus pulled away again. "Hi, girls," he said as brightly as possible. "How was school?" His eldest, Maya, shot him a suspicious look as she folded her arms across her chest. "Where are you going?" To get the mail," he told her. "With your car keys?" She gestured to his fist, which was indeed gripping the keys to his silver SUV. "Try again." "Yep," he thought. Busted. "The bus was late, and you know what I said. If you're going to be late, you have to call. And why didn't you answer your phone? I tried to call." 6 minutes, Dad." Maya shook her head. 6 minutes isn't late. 6 minutes is traffic. It was a fender bender on Vine." He stepped aside as they entered the house. His younger daughter, Sarah, gave him a brief hug and a murmur of, "Hi, Daddy." "Hi, sweetheart." Reed closed the door behind them, locked it, and punched in the code to the alarm system again before turning back to Maya. "Traffic or not, I want you to let me know when you're going to be late." "You're neurotic," she muttered. "Excuse me?" Reed blinked in surprise. "You seem to be confusing neurosis with concern." "Oh, please," Maya retorted. "You haven't let us out of your sight in weeks, not since you've been back." She was, as usual, right. Reed had always been a protective father, and he had grown more so when his wife and their mother Kate died 2 years earlier. But for the past 4 weeks, he had become a veritable helicopter parent, hovering and, if he was being honest, perhaps being a tad overbearing. But he wasn't about to admit that. "My dear sweet child," he chided, "as you blossom into adulthood, you'll have to learn a very hard truth, that sometimes you are wrong, and right now you are wrong." He grinned, but she didn't. It was in his nature to try to diffuse tension with his kids using humor, but Maya wasn't having it. "Whatever." She marched down the foyer and into the kitchen. She was 16 and staggeringly intelligent for her age. Sometimes it seemed too much so for her own good. She had Reed's dark hair and penchant for dramatic discourse, but lately she seemed to have gained a proclivity towards teenage angst, or at the very least moodiness, likely brought on by a combination of Reed's constant loitering and obvious misinformation about the events that had occurred the month before. Sarah, the younger of his 2, trudged up the stairs. "I'm going to get started on my homework," she said quietly.